lawyers, not much emotion. What do lawyers tell their clients? How should they behave? What's the right way to come across to the jury when the trial starts next Monday?
I mean, I think it depends on the case, but I think having a juror I'm sorry, a defendant who's active can only help in terms of the way the jury evaluates him. He hasn't given it up. It seems like he feels as if he has a defense. So the fact that he is actively participating in that defense might give the jurors some doubt in terms of whether he's guilty or not. So in this instance, you want him to be active. What you don't want him to do is to overreact. You don't want him, when witnesses are testifying, to be shaking his head or looking menacingly at those witnesses or anything like that. I mean, when that happens in a case where we're prosecuting police in a civil matter and I have an officer who's bird dogging my client at trial, it usually doesn't go that well for that officer because the jurors can see that type of body language. So there's a fine line between actively participating in the trial and having an impact on the trial by being the menace that some people see police officers as. And you don't want that at all if you're Derek Chauvin or his attorney.
And your advice is show no emotion, even if you disagree with something that's being said or you know something that's being said is absolutely wrong.
Yeah, well, don't show any hostile emotion at all. I mean, you can, if it's empathetic emotion, then it can be. I mean, I can't say that it doesn't hurt. I mean, I once had a trial where the officer's wife was pregnant, and during my entire closing argument, she was sitting in the middle crying during my closing argument. We won, but we didn't get the largest monetary amount, and everyone was telling me, how could you allow that woman to be sitting there crying while you're doing your closing argument? But at that point, there was nothing I could do about it. So, that was an instance where emotion did seem to help on the other side, but it was from a family member, not the defendant himself.
Jim, I was once on trial in a long, 6 week long libel suit against me when I was at NBC News. And our lawyers insisted that my wife come and be in the court every single day because they wanted to put a softer face on a hard nosed investigative reporter. So I guess you are playing in a way to the jury and how they perceive you as a person.
Absolutely. And interestingly, here, there's a fourth chair there that's open on the Derek Chauvin side. He's allowed to have a family member there, and no one has showed up for him. So, could be telling. We'll see if that changes next week. But so far, you don't have that sympathetic face of the Derek Chauvin family there for support.